But I did have one more question about, so again, the hybrids, are they a second-class citizen in Orion, or how many do have rights as much as the originals, or how does that work?
On Orion, hybrids are not even up to second-class citizenship. They are considered cattle. And so when's the last time you went out in the field and found a cow and talked to it about the universe? When's the last time you looked at a roach and wanted to discuss E equals MC squared? You would not consider it because you would think that they are not at your level. So hybrids to Orion or other species that control this planet do not consider us anything more than cows. Yes, they eat us. Yes, you've heard of thousands of people that disappear, never heard from again. They are used by the space aliens as nutrition, just like we would eat a hot dog or a hamburger or something. It would nourish our body, and we could go on. But we wouldn't think about the cow or the pig that was used to create that food product. So we don't normally hold conversations with pigs. We don't normally hold conversations with carrots or lettuce or broccoli, although there were experiments done with lie detectors in the 60s that showed that plants can react to thoughts. And there's a Japanese scientist who showed if you take a piece of paper and write a positive word and put it on a glass of water, you can change the water molecule. If you take a glass of water and put a negative word on it. People have seen scientific experiments with frequency. Like if you play a tone generator over a plate of salt, you'll see the salt make crystalline characters or pictures. All of this is just simple. It's right in front of us. It's not complicated, but it requires us to step up. And sometimes we're too tired to step up. We're too busy watching the ball game to stop and consider other things. But some of us are waking up, and thank goodness. Some of us are changing, and we're experimenting with new ways of living. We don't always need money to live. We can barter. We can change our government. We can do anything. It's our right to do that because we're on this planet. And it's an opportunity for us to change ourselves. And what a delightful experience. Thank you.
But we don't want to do that. We want to just believe in everything's going to be okay and Jesus will take care of us. And, because that's what the good book says. And they're just indoctrinated like their minds are in concrete. They don't want to listen. Even though they say, exactly. "Oh, well, I'm helping my neighbor. I'm being a good person," and you're just too far out. You nothing's the matter with me. I'm fine. And my children are going to school, and you're getting degrees, and you're getting good jobs, but they just don't want to listen. It's a shame, really, because there's so much out there.
Yes, but we've lost our curiosity, our desire to learn more.
Yes, maybe we have, and our imagination is suffering too.
Yes. In school, you don't have a class on imagination. In college, there's no class on imagination. You have to do that on your own time, in your own home. Yeah. But there are those who are beginning to imagine more, a better world, a better way to live. We don't have to take this.
Yes, I really, really think that people are they're agitated. They know there's something. I think they're aware, but they don't have the courage to even when you tell them, present it, they just don't want to listen. It's very frustrating for me because I think everybody really has all these wonderful things going on inside them. We're born with imagination and all this. Maybe those DNA are changed. And Claudia said there is going to, there is an upliftment here coming around, and people are getting restless. I think they know that the pollution is here, but what can I do? That's their recourse, and they don't take they won't listen. So take it from there, Claudia.
Well, you're right in many ways, but you also have the opportunity to test what is being presented. Test the new you. Sing it at night or in the car when you're by yourself. Ask a question and see what comes about. It's very simple, and it's a start. And the answer that might come to you could start you on another journey. Maybe you'll think about something else or come up with an idea that nobody else has come up with, because there are what is called guides who are here on the planet, standing right next to you on another frequency that you cannot hear or see, but are there to help you and to guide you. Just like we cannot hear a dog whistle. The dog can hear it, but we can't hear it because we can't access that frequency. Same thing with light. Some lights we can see, and some above a certain frequency we can't see. But a cat can see a light different than what we can see. So as we notice these things in our lives, our everyday lives, we can take a chance and investigate. Get the knowledge for yourself. Or you can believe what you read or what someone, maybe a very important man or woman, a politician, a minister, or doctor is telling you is the whole story. But it might not be. They may not have all the information. And sometimes you go and get a second opinion because there's somebody else who might have a better idea. And it's your life and your body, and you can decide what to do with it. Thank you.
It's interesting you talk about this. I'm taking a master's in history graduate course from Grand Canyon University, and most of the questions I get asked in these classes are what do past historians think about this, and how do they think about that? And it's very interesting because they use a passive approach. We don't really get a chance to do anything ourselves with say going in our real side, going in the past, going back and looking at it ourselves, or looking at a past life. Maybe we were there in the Civil War or World War II or somewhere else. We talk about being in the now. You can get a lot of intuitive information just from being in the now and relating it to history and relating it to the is. We talk about the is, which is this reality that this is. So I'm finding that education is really pretty slanted in terms of like it just makes you passive. They want you to look at the authority figures, and go along with what they've supposedly researched and found out. But in terms of yourself, you aren't involved. And this is one thing about education and the other systems in the world that we have is that we're being indoctrinated to be passive. and just go along with the system and authority figures. So what we're proposing here again is just to have a little curiosity. You know, there's more to life. There's more than just what we're presented with in the media, education, science, finances. There's just so much more that can be had, and making it an adventure. Really, it could be very cool.
Yes, I agree with you, because you can get up in the morning, instead of having the usual old plain pancake, you could throw in some blueberries or maybe some bananas or maybe some nuts. You could start off your day making something different. You can eat a different food during a meal and explore that as a start.
Okay. Well, yes, that's very, very true. And what you've said is so enlightening. And Kelsey, and it was wonderful for you to get to put your 2 cents worth in. It was great, and we need to do that. And I just kind of like to read just a little bit from The Journey to Freedom, to Real Freedom, by Rebizar Tars and Dwayne, the great writer. And he surely is. DJ, which is Darwin Gross. DJ went off, because I'm kind of starting in the middle here. DJ went off and started his own atom teaching, which many people think means ancient teachings of the masters, which in reality it means alien takeover of mothership and alien takeover, OM. DG, Darwin, was not at all happy when he was pushed aside, but he had made the choices to discard the real guides and the reptilian aliens. This goes back to Ekankar, which Harold Klemp had before he got his teachings from Paul Twitchell, and they called it Ekankar. And so this Darwin is what, when Paul died, or his time was up, he died, and the gross DJ went off and started he took over, and he was okay for a while. And so, but then when the reality of it means alien takeover of mothership and alien takeovers, DJ was not at all happy when he was pushed aside, but he had made the choice to disregard the real guides and the reptilian aliens, because he began to think of himself as bigger than life really is. Right before the physical body died, DJ came to me on the real side asking for help. I told him that the real deals he made were now his destiny and had become his fate. The adventure will continue, and we will see what DJ does as reptilian alien Joni, which is Harold Klemp's wife, Joni's, rules the nest at what DJ does as reptilian alien DJs, rules the nest at the Crone Corporation. She is squeezed by exposure, as so many of her dumbed down tap lining and her people that are waking up to her, and how she has been taplining all her with her astral bodies. She works directly with the Supreme Deceptor that I wrote about in the new book, 4, The Adventures of Ruby Zartaris. She is part of the Time Tapers with the Kala Om God. The Fate, highest initiates of the Keck Corporation are also hypnotized by her, that they do not want to see what she's really taking place with her, with all of her tap linings. But she's totally in control. The living dead master tap-lined Harry Clump. She has seduced and drugged him since they met, which was in the first of the lower astral realms. See, after DJ came Harold Klemp, and then Jonice came along and seduced Harold Klemp, because Harold had the, he had the egg, and on the end, she has seduced and drugged him since they met, which was first in the lower astral realm, just like the movie Rosemary's Baby. She injected him with tap lines and easily took him over and declared, because of his lust for her. The real guides basically said nothing, because we were planning the new ways, the new man on the real side, than life really is. As the real adventure continues, it is all about becoming more aware, as this was the original idea which DJ and Harry were given, the opportunity to do something real and wonderful. But they became so obsessed with themselves that the real guides made the deal. And now the reptilian aliens have been. Who would believe that such a thing was like this? Life is so much bigger than all of us. Very few people ever catch on to the all is. It is far too real. Paul had started off with the Hugh word, which is from humanoids, and DJ and Harry were to try and fulfill something beneficial for the humans, but they didn't. That is until they didn't do what they said they were going to do, but they did not fall. It seems rather funny, doesn't it? Because what they did has turned out as it has. It has now become the greatest wake-up event ever now, and it has become the best part of you as a reader. And that's what he says, Dwayne, in this book, wonderful book, The Journey to Real Freedom. And until next time, when we all meet for another really wonderful adventure, we're just beginning here, just getting a taste of what's out there and what things we can see and do and explore. Be with us. We'll be here on Thursdays evenings, and please be with us. Bring your questions, because we don't know, and I'm just reading here. And it would be wonderful to hear what you have to say now about what we've given you, and even more things coming up. So more questions, and we'd love to hear from you. We can make this very exciting. Okay? That's all for tonight.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Kelsey and Henry, for being on tonight.